A very good afternoon to you all around the world, and welcome to the Kamui Las Vegas Men's Open, live from the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino here in lovely, lively Las Vegas. We have a first round one-loss side match between Adrian PRASAD, and now it's hard to say this next guy's name without actually singing. It's Juan Carlos EXPOSITO. It's 10-ball. The best of 3 sets races to 4 with a shootout if we get to heel in the deciding set. Your referee for this one is Perry Anderson. And joining me in the booth is a man from a country that's as flat as the bed of a pool table. It's the hard-breaking, high-jumping, flying Dutchman, Tim de Ruyter. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. Tim de Ruyter, hello, mate.
Hey, mate. Glad to be back. That was quite the intro.
Go on.
Yeah.
I was up all night working on that, Tim. I was up all night. So our referee racking the balls. It is 10-ball, of course. It's cool shot. There are 3 fouls. Early 10s are allowed. No golden break, though. We've taken that one out of the equation. There's Juan Carlos. I wonder how many times he's had to suffer people singing that song to him. So here we go. Who's going to play all the right notes in this one? Breaking from centre-ish, the young American. Rack number 1.
Yeah, not a square hit there. Lost the cue ball to the side, but got kissed. And first look at the table for EXPOSITO. And he's probably going to look at a 2-rail stick behind the 3-ball. And bring the 1-ball just enough off the rail to hopefully get the 4 and the 9 in between. Yeah, I've heard a couple players so far that said they still had to adjust to the TV tables because they were expecting the table to be way faster than it plays. So I would say that's actually a good sign. Usually the TV tables, they play a little bit different. Wow, look at this for opening shot. Usually the TV tables, they play a little bit different than the outside tables. But if they already slow down a bit, that means that all the tables are going to be quite similar to each other. So in the long haul, I think the quality of play will be a lot better.
Mentioned yesterday, didn't we, Tim, that we thought the table might be playing just a little bit slower than normal. So yeah, that is kind of a good thing, isn't it? It makes it a little bit easier to adjust to rather than it going on. He's a little bit narrow on this one though, Tim. Does this 2 slide past the 8-ball?
Yeah, not too sure if it does. If it doesn't, he could play cross-side bank quite straight. Obviously, if it goes to the side, he's gonna shoot to the side pocket and go 3 rails with the cue ball. No, interesting safety this. Played it well. Not well enough. I thought he was going to get the full cover behind the 5. Now, I think most of the players, or most of the people watching, are quite familiar with Adrian PRASAD. Of course, one of the juniors that has been putting a lot of time in with Oscar Dominguez, and who doesn't know Oscar Dominguez, I would say.
Who can't say his name?
But now I'm... Well, I can't. I struggled. I don't know why. But now I'm wondering, how much does Mark White know about Juan Carlos EXPOSITO?
Well, 33 years old, from Spain, of course, with a lovely sounding name like that. I've always wanted to have a really nice name. Mark White seems so boring. Juan Carlos EXPOSITO. Imagine just being out somewhere and somebody say, hey, what's your name? Juan Carlos EXPOSITO. And that's the extent of my knowledge.
Well, he's been quite the regular on the European tour for as long as I've been playing on it. So imagine that's gonna be many more years. Also, some good results. I believe he's played for the Spanish team in the European Championships a couple times. So definitely a regular. A lot of experience. Solid player. So will be a difficult match for Adrian.
It's easy for some of these other lesser known Spaniards, shall we say, to sneak under the radar, isn't it, Tim? When you've got players like, you know, Comino, Alcaide, Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, Delgado. There's just a few great players from there, but it's easy to slip under the radar. But he can obviously play, this guy.
Yeah, that's what's happening at the moment with many countries. A lot of countries are now starting to get a couple top pros, but most of the people, they don't consider the next range of players that are just a tad underneath them. It's not a huge difference. I mean, possibly just the fact that they don't travel as much. That's one of the surprises for me, is that I'm surprised to see EXPOSITO play in Las Vegas this tournament, because he usually did not travel so much. He's coming up with a couple big shots here. Needs another one.
Yeah, didn't really play great position on the 4, did he, from the 3? Kind of just took what he had, kind of thing, but knocked in a tremendous 4. How does he get to the 6 ball though, Tim?
I think he might be still able to follow the cue ball. Played it really well. With the cue ball being on the rail, was a scary stroke to put on the cue ball, but that's what I'm saying. Like, there's not too much signs of early nerves. Of course, the first couple safety shots, the exchange was not the best from either player. Ooh.
I mentioned our referee in the opening, guys. I'm sorry, that is not Perry Anderson. I beg your pardon. I thought it was. I was kind of looking at it through the opening credits, so I didn't really get a clear look at him. So sorry, guys, that is not Perry Anderson, but I will find out his name as soon as I can. Meanwhile, Juan Carlos going through this rack, Tim. He hasn't really had an easy shot to play yet, but he's still going. Here's another difficult one to get position on the 9. Slightly the wrong side.
Yeah, I'm starting to think he might have to just float this in and take a longer 9, but he's going jacked up and spear it in.
Yeah. One too many. Did all the hard work. Very difficult.
Yeah, was looking good. Was looking good all through. Like, he kept making the difficult shots, so everything was looking well. And it's definitely going to give Adrian a nice confidence boost if he gets out here.
Cued that very, very sweetly indeed. So this 10 ball to steal the opening rack away from Juan Carlos, and that will make Juan Carlos, well, it won't make him feel very good, will it? Because he'd done lots of hard work, potted some great balls, but in the end it was just one too many difficult balls. And Adrian said, thank you very much. I actually played against Adrian in Griff's in Las Vegas back in 2021 when he was, I guess he was about 15 then. I'm not sure of his age now. I couldn't find it anywhere. But he did play in the juniors, didn't he, Tim, in New Zealand last year?
Yeah. Not much to add there. Now, one
So there are...
interesting
Go on, carry on.
thing, one interesting thing I was gonna say is that the fact that Adrian won the rack is not really that hurting for Juan Carlos, because Juan actually did get some feeling for the table now. He knows, okay, the table, when I play a couple rails, it's a little bit slower, so it will be easier for him to adjust in the future. So both did get some table time, which I think is going to improve this match for sure. Oh, good break.
One in the side this time.
Lovely
Shot
shape
of the two,
on that
Tim.
two ball.
Look at this now. Well, you just mentioned that he got some good table time, but by the looks of that break, he may not get any table time in this second rack, and the confidence of this young man is up. So if you can keep him cold in his chair, this is a great chance for PRASAD to make some headway in this opening set.
Oh.
He's overcut this, he's missed it. Deceleration, I think, there, Tim, trying to hold the cue ball.
Yeah, very unexpected miss there from the youngster. And that's also something I believe comes with a lot of experience, is that consistency. Like, there's just at some point certain shots which you don't see the guys with a lot of experience. They don't really miss certain shots no more. To where I remember when I was his age, I missed so many of those shots which you could not believe he or me would have missed at that point. So I think it's all part of the progress.
Well, I've just found out he's 17 years old, Adrian, so still a youngster learning his craft, and all these, you know, missed balls are lessons. He'll take that forward. That will give him something to learn from. Meanwhile, Juan Carlos.
Yeah, nice rhythm. Starting to play a little faster. Just the walking speed around the table. Not saying everything he does on the table, but around it, you know, just kind of floating kind of style. Interesting to see that he's not using a glove, which is nowadays quite the regular on the tour. Everybody's wearing a glove, but he's playing wood shaft, no glove.
I did actually try a glove once. I just think you lose a bit of feeling in it, but each to their own, of course. As you say, most players on tour are using them. So this 10 ball, no mistake this time. That will definitely make him feel a whole lot better. Now, there are lots of other games going on around the room, but if you're a one pocket fan, guys, if you go over to table one now, Tony Chohan, T-Rex, is in action against the legendary Francisco Bustamante. We've got a couple of great one pocket games. I believe Filler's playing SVB tomorrow at this time, at the same time. But today it's Bustamante against Tony Chohan. So one pocket fans, hop on over to the main table, all available on Billiard, Pro Billiard TV on YouTube, and we'll keep you up to date with other scores going on. Meanwhile, the referee just getting these balls nice and tightly racked. Now, that's Mark Griffin, isn't it, in the background? Watching over things from above. Sorely missed Mark. Done so much great work. And of course, inducted posthumously into the BCA Hall of Fame last year, along with SVB. Ball's going everywhere. 7 is going to drop Tim. 1 ball. He's going to be over the corner pocket. This isn't too bad, is it?
Now, first look at the table, quite decent. Now, the only thing I would be worried about is that 8 ball being tied up with the 10. Don't think it does go to the bottom left corner, so that could be a possible threat.
Might you risk moving it, Tim, off of the 2 ball with the 3 kind of where it is? Oh, he's got to jump this. I didn't realise. I thought he was through. Oh, look at this. Why not get rid of it now? Now is he on the 2? He'll be very unlucky if he's not. What a shot that was.
I think he is.
Well, if he is, what a shot he's played. He is as well. What a shot he's played there. Oh, that shot of the morning.
I mean, still, he can masse around it too. He could play small masse, leave himself longer. Oh. As long as I stayed off the short rail, I'm not a fan of this.
Oh, this is horrible, isn't it?
I'm still jacking up. No way I'm just floating this ball in and leaving myself on that rail again. Yeah, beautiful. I like the positive attitude on that shot.
At 8 and 10, they don't want to be departed, do they? But I believe the 8 ball does go now, so it's a great shot that he played on the 1 there has opened this rack right up. One more good shot here. Cued it very nicely.
Yeah, he's definitely back in line here. One rail shape to the center of the table. And can you imagine what kind of confidence boost this is going to be for him? Because he definitely pulled one out of his sleeve if he can get out here.
Yeah, encouraging sign as well. Ball made on the break. Great jump shot that followed, and he's come out with some really, really tough shots here. I mean, we talk about highlight shots for reels. This is a highlight rack. He's played so many good shots in this. Just needs to finish the job. Don't go straight. It's going to pull up in time, I think. That's okay. Oh, what a rack of pull, Tim. Tremendous. Early morning here in Las Vegas. Sorry, it's afternoon, isn't it? Early morning here where I am. I beg your pardon, guys. I'm actually remote in Thailand. All eyes, though, on table 1 at the moment. T-Rex in action. Stats, Tim, tell you anything?
Well, it's quite early, of course. We've had 3 games of pool, but yeah, if you look at the break and 2 missed balls already from Adrian, which, I mean, you cannot consider that a good start in 3 racks. So, yeah, I would say Adrian a little bit fortunate to have a game on the board. Could have easily went 3-0 down. But still all to play for. A lot depending on this break. If he manages to make a ball on the break and get shape again, Adrian could be in early trouble. And by he, I meant Juan Carlos Exposito, of course.
4 radar has dropped. 3 ball.
Well, nothing he won't be able to solve, at least. As long as he can get straight on that 3 ball, he can play a 3-6 combination and play shape. As you can see from this angle, that 3 does not go in the top left. Great speed. Slowly starting to get the speed down. Can play the 3-6 combination. I would like to draw the cue ball back into the rail, get to the center of the table. That way you increase the chances of getting on the 3 ball. He's left himself on the rail there. Yeah, he's not happy, but that was interesting choice. Took the medicine.
But again, doesn't really mind being on that rail too much. Still played it positively, so just has to hold his cue ball for the 8. This is good stuff, Tim, from the Spaniard. I'm impressed.
Well, definitely one of his strong points so far is that he's been playing a lot of shots pocket speed, so he's giving himself a chance to slip a couple balls in that could not drop if you play too firm.
So the blue cheese to get on the hill in this opening set. Best of 3 sets, remember. Races to 4. Winner breaks in each set. And another really good out there from the Spaniard. Well played. Let's just give you some scores from around the room. One of our commentators from last year, Chris Reinhold, is in action. He's taken the first set and 2-0 up in the second against fellow American Christopher Seckinger. Can Salim from Germany in action also over Shane Norwood. These are all one-loss side matches, and the German 3-1 up in that one. Joey Tate, another great young American prospect, is up against fellow American Robert Johnson. And it's Mr. Tate, one of 11 children, Joey Tate. Look at that, balls potted 5-35. Looking to make it 36 here off the break, once again from the side. Wow, good break, Tim.
Well, he also did find some breaking spot because he's been finding that 4-railer twice in a row now. Now, this will be interesting to see. He does have a shot on the 1, but not so much options to get to the 2 ball. He's trying to go 2 rails forward. Does he go far enough to be able to cut the 2? I would assume he's not on it. And I'm glad Mark feels the same way.
I could just see Tim de Ruyter now, even though I'm not sat next to him, had his head on the side, tilted to get the angle. It's not there. Can he send this around the angles and hold the cue ball behind the purple 4? I think that's what he's looking at, Tim. Send the 4 ball away, hold behind that.
I don't think this is that easy to do. It's already quite the task to not bank it into the 3 ball. Also has to miss the 10. This is tough.
He called the corner. He called that corner. He called the 6 ball in the corner. Wow, what a good effort. Of course, mainly safety. Called that 6 just in case. Well, can he jump this?
Well, yeah, you have to kick at this.
Oh, too thin.
Yeah, he had to take a chance there and go all in on the 6. Such a high reward if he makes that.
You just get the feeling Juan Carlos is beginning to maybe just run away with this. He's been playing some good stuff and played that really good safety. It's okay.
Could choose to shoot the 4 in the top right corner, but I guess he's that comfortable at the moment. He didn't mind traveling the cue ball more, so that usually is a sign of confidence.
He's certainly got the speed down, hasn't he? Played that so sweetly. Lots of left-hand spin doing all the work there. Hardly touched the cue ball. Impressive stuff from Juan Carlos EXPOSITO.
Well, did he leave himself a small angle? Yes, he did. Can go forward twice. Quick work.
You mentioned earlier, Tim, his rhythm, and he's kind of picked up the pace a bit as well. He's playing with great confidence and finds himself on the, well, he's taken the first set, hasn't he? I beg your pardon. So just checking to see if he can go for a break, and he is going to step out the arena. We're going to stick up some stats for you, hopefully, for you to ponder over. Bring you some scores from earlier on in case you haven't been watching. Dennis Grabet on the winner's side went through comfortably over Yanri Cruz 2-0. Sharik Saeed from Singapore going well as well, beating Jeremy Courtney by the same score. Also John Mora, a really good victory over Vitali Patsura in straight sets. Jose Delgado Alberto, our good friend. 2-0 winner over Norbert Zelusko. Albin Ocean 2-0 over Tim Traver. And Gerson Martinez Boza, the lovely Peruvian guy, really is a great guy. 2-0 winner over Josh Roberts. Now, I did see the Kaiser in action as well earlier on against Francisco Bustamante. And it was the Kaiser who went through 2-0 in that one. But Francisco Bustamante is in action now. If you fancy a little bit of one pocket, jump on over to table 1, where he's up against T-Rex Tony Chohan. So my expert analyst in the booth, Mr. Tim de Ruyter. What do we work out from these stats then, Tim? First set, over and done with, 4-1.
Well, I think it's fairly safe to say that Juan Carlos EXPOSITO has dominated the first set. Way more table time. He only missed 1 ball, so he missed 1 opportunity. Besides that, I think he had 1 or 2 break and runs. So, yeah, so far everything is going well for the Spaniard, and Adrian also, while he's been sitting in his chair, not looking too positive, not too optimistic. Like, he looks pretty down on himself, and I'm already a little bit worried for the second set. Hopefully he can turn everything around, but things are not looking too great for him.
Yeah, and he's been making balls on the break, hasn't he? At least one every time. 1.7. And a shot on the break as well, Tim. Very, very important stat, that 80%. He's had that great jump shot as well on that one ball when he couldn't see the first ball on. And that really was a terrific run out.
Yeah, also if you look at the balls pocketed too, I think that really sums it up. Adrian did not really get much to work with. He missed a 2-ball in the side, I believe, very early on. And almost everything after that was, yeah, not so much opportunity for him kicking. He had to kick at that combination last game. Like, just things not going his way, but also he's been missing out on a couple moments where he could turn around the momentum. So definitely a set that he would like to rewatch later on to see what he can improve on.
Yeah, very first rack, just going back to that one for a minute, he potted that amazing one ball, didn't he? Then missed that 2 into the side pocket, as you just mentioned. Then it looked like Juan Carlos was going to run out the rack, pulling off some tremendous shots. Ended up leaving the 9 and the 10 on the table. Adrian cleared them up. Then broke dry and hasn't really had anything since then, apart from that kick on the 2-6, which you just mentioned as well. Played it a little bit tentatively, I thought. Didn't really go at it. And he's a set down already, so breaking off in set number 2 will be Juan Carlos. It's alternate break between sets, but then during the set, it's winner breaks. Oh dear, 4-railer catching the 9, didn't go. No 1 ball either.
Well, there is an aggressive shot on. Now, I do understand if he doesn't shoot the jump. I would understand. But I'm either going to push to a little easier jump, or I'm going to shoot the jump from here. I'm not going to push into an open position like this. Or, yeah, I mean, that's how I feel like it. It's just, I might not even play from here. Not so much to shoot. You're not going aggressive here for the cut. You won't be able to get the 1 to the top short rail.
Yeah, gets it back. So, has he been outthought here?
Well, the danger is, if he's going to try and get the 7 in between, the danger is of leaving a jump in the side, because the 1 is coming off the rail too. Okay. Did he get there? Okay, clever shot there. Just possibly gonna look for a full hit, trying to bank the 1 ball 2 rails to the short rail. I don't think there's much more he could do from here.
Good solid bridge there. So important, isn't it, Tim, the solid bridge? Especially on those jump shots. Well, at all times, of course, but especially on those jump shots. Rock solid bridge.
Well, the thing is also, people they don't think about this is if you look at the best jumpers on the planet, they all have such a stable stance. Even though they're jacked up, Q in the air, their body is like it's impossible to have such a solid stance in while you're half in the air, and yet still they barely move and strike the cue ball however they want. It's quite fascinating, actually. You see, this is a little bit of inexperience. So he tried to get safe behind the 9, but he used running side. He used left spin on that. And the left spin really did not help him here. And he has opened up the 5-6.
Things not going Adrian's way just yet. Still early days though. Still a possible 2 sets to come.
Yeah, definitely wasn't trying to make the 1, I feel like. Oh, this is interesting. He feels like if he plays a combination that he is gonna lose track of the 3 balls, so that's why he's now cutting the 2 and crossing over for the 3 in the same corner as the 2 ball. I think just plain high ball will get him there, 2 rails.
Yeah, meanwhile, Juan Carlos is looking more and more comfortable. He's just got that presence around the table. Looks very confident, very assured of himself. Cueing very nicely, very positively.
Yeah, pretty nice spread on the table. Doesn't really have to do much with the cue ball. This is like wherever you get on the 8, whatever angle you get on the 8, you should be fine to get to the 9. Most likely is going to give you a natural angle to come off the short rail for the 10. So this kind of situations, it's just bear down. Make sure you don't miss a ball now suddenly because you're, yeah, sometimes the game can look so easy too that you forget to focus and you miss the ball. But yeah, definitely one of the easier layouts he's had this match.
Carrying on where he left off in set number 1, Juan Carlos EXPOSITO. He's going to take the first rack here. So that push out from Adrian, and then the subsequent safeties, the mistake on the safety shot from Adrian has let Juan Carlos back in control once again. Good to see, Tim, that Ruslan Chinnikov is back playing again. He had a good win this morning over Polish Radislav Babica.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen Ruslan, but I feel like he's back to playing full time again, so he's always been a force to be reckoned with.
Very sweet cue action, Ruslan Chinnikov. Well respected on the tour, I know. He's a great player. he's just lost the break at the moment. We thought he'd found it, Tim, and all of a sudden it's disappeared again.
Well, everybody buckle up, because we might be in for a long game here. Cluster of 5 balls.
I'm going I was going to say, I'm going to go and put the kettle on, Tim. I'll be back in about 10 minutes, if that's all right with you.
Sure, yeah, we might have some time here, because if you look at how the balls are spread, unless we might get a battle to see a 3 foul. Interesting push out though. What would I play here? This is interesting. I might give it back. It's either that or skim off the left side of the 1 and go 3 rails to the 6 ball, but
I wondered if he could get in behind that. Well, he's going for this. It's a bit of a similar push out in the first rack. I know it's, sorry, in the first rack of this set, Tim.
I just feel like, yes, he could bring the cue ball to the 7-1 rail, but is he gonna get the 1 to go around? Yeah, I mean, I just did not see much value. Like, he went to play the bank. He was trying to run, obviously, into the 7 and have something on the 2 ball or play a good save on the 2, but so aggressive. This is a small window. Played it well. Played it really well, actually. Would be unfortunate if he has left a carom on the 7, because a carom on the 7 and then just a stop shot on the 2. Now, if it's frozen, he can push through the 2 ball, so then you just push the 2 to the right side of the 3 and bring the cue ball to the top side. Well, I think Mark really has put on the kettle, because he doesn't have much time left though, because slowly this cluster is opening up.
I've just got back with my peppermint tea. Wow, is this on? Yeah, by the look of Adrian's face, he's left a shot at this 2 ball.
Well, it didn't really look like it was on, but his facial expression said enough. Yeah, we'll have to run in between the 10 and the 8 towards the 6. And I'm not trying to get straight on the 3 ball. Just give me a shot and angle is fine. Still fine. Pocket speed to the top right corner. Plays quite big. And you're guaranteed to be on the 4. I feel like you have to go here.
Well, our title sponsor of this event, Kamui, the owner, Masato Hiraoka, was in action this morning. He's playing this event. He came up against Chang Jung Lin, and unfortunately for the tip master, he was beaten 2-0, but he will go through to the 1-loss side. Some very nice prize money as well on offer. 37,500 to the winner, 17.5 to the runner-up, Tim. 8,750 semi-finalists. So nice little bit of prize money here. Now, is he going for the 10 ball? I think he is. No, he's not. I beg your pardon.
Well, the
6 goes.
The thing is, yeah, the 6 goes and he can go 2 rails towards the 7 ball. Oh,
No, he's
well,
called
he
the
did
10.
call the 10 ball.
He
You
has
were
called.
right, yeah.
Yeah, but he was going round to look at the position on the 7, I thought. Well,
I did
took
like
that a
the
bit
shape.
quick. Wow, yeah, he's not very happy with that. Disgusted with himself. He took it a little bit quick for my liking as well, to be honest. So this is a chance for Adrian to finally get going.
I just find it very interesting with how the balls were wide open. Why did he have to shoot the combination? Because it was off angle too. He still had to cut the 10 ball perfectly. I was not a big fan. And he had
Oh dear, Adrian. He's hit that way hard, a little bit of a snatchy stroke, just not quite there at the moment, is he? He's a much better player than he's showing us this afternoon.
Yeah, nice touch there. Could have easily run too far on that, but
So this 9 and 10 to double his lead. Nice trace of left-hand spin there, just coaxing the cue ball over to that 10 ball. Yeah, and another chance gone for young Adrian PRASAD. This is a hard school, isn't it, at the moment, for the youngster from Sacramento. Does play, as you mentioned earlier, at Oscar Dominguez's place.
yeah, I mean, if you go according to statistics, player overall performance, Adrian with a 471. Yeah, it's just not good enough to win a set. I mean, he has to step it up big time in order for him to turn this set around and have a chance at least. But yeah, he kind of dug himself a big hole, and it will be a difficult one to overcome.
Well, we've had 7 racks and he's only potted 8 balls, Tim. Adrian PRASAD. Oh, they didn't look good, did they? Those pack didn't break at all. I think he might find himself in a little bit of trouble here.
Now, what I probably would like to do is nudge the 1 just next to the 7 and bring the cue ball 2 rails and stick it with the 4, with the purple 4. I'm not going to be the one to open up the cluster. Why would you? Because if you open up this cluster, it's not guaranteed that you have a nice layout to run out. And the 1 is going to be in the open, so he might kick at this, make the 4. Plenty of good things that can happen if he at least contacts the 1 ball. Yeah, that's also another reason why I probably would have played the safety different, is because he's on 2 fouls now, and there's no option for 3 fouls, so Adrian has to run out. We will soon find out if he does or not, of course, but when you're struggling, I tend to play a little bit less aggressive because, yeah, well, you don't have the confidence to just run out from everywhere like you do when you're playing well. I assume the 5 ball does go to the bottom left. If so, the run out is quite decent. If it doesn't go to the bottom left, will be very interesting to see what he does with the 5.
Nicely done. For you One Pocket fans, if you'd like to know the latest score, it's 1 game each, and there's 7 balls each in the third rack. That's a race to 5. Tony Chohan against Francisco Bustamante. That's available on our #1 table right now. Tomorrow, SVB against JF Joshua Filler. At the same time tomorrow. Back to this one, Adrian. Looking good now, Tim. That's better.
So he pulls one back, Adrian. Nice run out, so he proved me wrong. Still a long way to go for the youngster.
Yeah, day 2 here in Las Vegas at the CSI Expo. We have 8 tournaments this week going on for you. The men's and women's Las Vegas Open, of course. We have the Scotch Doubles tournament. We have the showdown between the juniors. We have Christina to catch against Rubelin Armit, the 2 world champions, 9 and 10 ball women's world champions, are facing off against each other as well. The 2 One Pocket matches. We have the Parasport as well. 8 events in total over 10 glorious days here in Las Vegas. Adrian breaking off. Left a shot at the 1 ball, Tim.
Yeah, this is an interesting starter though. This is not straightforward 1 ball. He's looking at, if he plays top spin, I don't think he can catch the bottom side of the 6. So the scratch could be on. And even if he gets to the top left corner, he might not get enough to be on the 2 ball. So
could play the 1 ball back down here, cue ball in behind the 6, but he's gone aggressive, and he has caught that 6 ball. I think he caught it a little bit thick, didn't he, Tim? The 1 ball.
yeah, I just don't feel like there was a chance at all to get much shape on the blue 2. But the jump cue is out. He might be able to save himself. Oh, he kicked it. Oh,
what
look
a
at
shot this is. Kick and stick jump. Tremendous shot. Exactly as played.
Wow. Yeah, this is a tough one to hit. The 5 ball's blocking the way over the top long rail. So that's why he's going over the short rail. He's missed it. And wide open. And overall this match, we've seen this too often. You know, EXPOSITO is just using his experience, playing safe whenever he needs to. Whenever he gets ball in hand, he's running out. And Adrian is just not kicking so great. And he has missed a couple balls, so yeah, both of that is not really helping his case.
If you're Adrian Prasad's coach now, Tim, what are you telling him from what you've seen? What does he need to improve, do you think?
In the match or afterwards?
Afterwards.
Afterwards. I would tell him that there's definitely some work at the kicking needed. Like, he's missed a couple kicks, he's been selling out, yeah, quite a bit actually. So his defensive game or kicking is just, well, allowing his opponent to get that rhythm. You know, every time there's this rhythm coming back to where EXPOSITO, he plays safe, gets ball on hand, he runs out. Next game, no shot, he plays safe. Adrian kicks, hits it, leaves something, the guy runs out. So this is something you have to break once in a while. And, well, that's just not happening so much. And it's difficult.
Well,
I mean, EXPOSITO is the experienced player. It's difficult to break that against the experience, but it is something you can practice.
Yeah, we're all young once, weren't we? Even me, I was young once as well. When you're young, all you want to do is pop balls and play deep draw shots and, you know, fizz the cue ball around. And it's not until we start getting a few losses under our belt that we think, hang on a minute, I've got to tighten things up here. You know, it's in Q Sports, it's been the story since the games began, hasn't it? Players like Jimmy White, you know, used to go for everything in snooker, soon realised that you just can't do that because you are going to miss, you're not going to pot everything, and your opponent is going to outthink you. Well, he's wobbled that one. Used all the pocket. So this 9 and 10 will put him on the hill. And to be totally honest, it's a fair scoreline, isn't it?
Yeah, like I said, I just think the experience has been a huge factor this match. And that's also with this hand rack 10-ball format, it's just not a breaking contest. Make a ball in the break and run out. You know, that's just not the only way to win in this format. And EXPOSITO is definitely putting on a display. Besides him being able to run out well, he's also just playing good defense. He's not making too many mistakes. He's only missed 2 balls. If you look at the safeties, he made 1 foul. So yeah, what's that? 1 scratch or 1 missed kick shot and missed 2 balls in 2 sets time. You know, it's a decent statistic.
Yeah, he will be taking part in the junior showdown as well, Adrian. This is the 1-loss side match, so the loser of this will be out. But there's some great talent, all American players in the American Junior Showdown. Let me just run through the list of players for you quickly, guys. In the juniors, Adrian Prasad, Hayden Ernst, Connor McFadden, Payne McBride, Savannah Easton, Laz Martinez, Jazz McCarney, D'Angelo Spain, Eddie Vonderoo, Joey Tate, Nico Conkel, and World Women's Junior Champion Sophia Mast as well. So that's coming up for you as well. So Adrian will be able to give that his full focus. That starts on the 21st of February. That's tomorrow. So something for the juniors to look forward to. 16,000 prize fund as well in that one. Not for the first time, Tim. The 8 and the 10 glued together.
Yeah, I don't think I would be too worried about it. The 7 is quite near the 8, so still options. This 4 ball is not going in.
Played it dead weight, speed. He was always going to leave it. If he didn't make it, the jumper is out. The air rush. Nicely done. Stroked it in, didn't he?
Did he get too straight on the 6?
Slightly the wrong side of it, if anything, isn't he?
He's trying to give himself angle for the 7 in the side and then still to open up the 8.
Too far.
Well, he's on the brink of defeat. And this is actually really tough position because I don't believe the 8 goes. And I just don't see any value of making the 7. I'm just pushing the 7 up to the top short rail and I'm waiting. I see no value in swinging at this unless he... You see, this is the thing. Like, he played a brilliant queuing shot on the 7, but there was not too many opportunities to open up the 8-10. Will be interesting. I'm expecting him to nick the 8 one rail underneath the 9 and bring the cue ball back up table, but could also play the opposite sides, the side-to-side safety.
Yeah, nicely done. Kicking at this. Nicely done.
Yeah, good speed, nice hit. 2-rail kick it is. Now, I wouldn't hit this too firm because you want to avoid the cue ball going in off in the top right corner in case you hit it not perfect. And also, you will send the 8 towards the 9-10, so you want to give it the chance to be lucky behind it. Oh.
Like that, Tim. Oh, is he going to have a little bit of... No, he's not. Thought it might be gluing itself up to the 9 ball, but it hasn't, so a lifeline thrown to Adrian PRASAD again.
Yeah, 3-2. Still a chance for the youngster, but yeah, just overall, I feel like for example, if you take the 7 ball, it didn't really have much value in shooting at the 7, but yet he did. And I think that's one of the things that he could learn from, knowing when to go aggressive and when not to go that aggressive.
Just bringing you an update on the one pocket score. Bustamante has taken a 2-1 lead in the face-off against Tony Chohan. 10,000 to the winner there. Winner takes all. Another one tomorrow. SVB against Villa, same time, 4:30 p.m. Bit of a weaker break there from Adrian. Not really much happening.
Yeah, and a lot of balls dropping to the bottom. Short rail, so he's definitely going to try and get the cue ball underneath the 7. Could try to play that, or there's a couple different shots. He could try to bank the 1, 2 rails down table and the cue ball behind the 2. Could nick the 1, yeah, with the 2 ball. Oh, and he's completely missed the 1 ball there.
Oh, that table looks like they're just about to be set up, don't they? Look, the referees grabbed all the balls, put them ready to rack them. They're a right mess. So 3 fouls here is surely going to be the target. Now he needs, where are you going to put that 1 ball though, Tim, to make it really difficult and of course leave yourself a chance to get a hook on the next shot if Adrian does miss it. He needs to glue him behind the 2 here, which he has done. Well, it's in the open, Tim. It's not really surrounded, is it, the 1 ball? Calling the 3, I think, just in case.
He has already missed 1 of those, so it's not impossible to hit the 1, but it could be very costly. The safety after is not too great. Oh, yeah, like I said,
oh dear.
This 3rd foul could hurt. Let's see if he shoots the 1-10 combination and tries to hide the cue ball with the 6-7, or if he just plays the safety. Just nick the 1 on top of it. Yeah, if you nick the 1 on the other side of the 6-7 and bring the cue ball in between the 7-6, checkmate.
Well, what a way to lose a match. Who can forget here in Las Vegas a couple of years ago, Francisco Sanchez Ruiz was up against Fedor Gorst, probably the best jumper in the world, Gorst. And he beat him on 3 fouls, actually jumped out of the last one and scratched on the 3rd foul, Fedor Gorst. He's in a lot of trouble here, isn't he, Tim?
I might go jacked up into the rail and trying to jump right over the 10 ball. Land right on top of the 1. I just don't think there's much more.
He's doing the same. He's doing the same.
Whoa!
Oh, how unlucky is that? And that is all over. Yeah, it does end on the 3 fouls. Thanks so much for joining us. It was Juan Carlos EXPOSITO dancing with joy at the end of that one. Adrian PRASAD will now concentrate on the junior showdown. That starts tomorrow. We're back tomorrow again. It's a short day for us today. I might just run off and go and jump in the swimming pool. Thanks very much to Tim de Ruyter as well, as always, giving us his expert analysis. Go get some rest, Tim. And I'll see you tomorrow. I'm back 1 p.m. local time. I'm with Jim White in the booth that time, but you haven't got away with it completely, Tim, because we're going to be doing the match straight after that at 4:30. Thanks very much for your company, everyone. Hope you've enjoyed all the action. Still plenty more to come. Don't forget, if you want to watch that one pocket, jump over to table 1 right now. It's nicely poised at 2-1 to Bustamante. Thanks for your company. From me, Mark White, and Tim de Ruyter. Ta-da.
See ya.